BBC News. Hello, I'm Jerry Smith. Sudan's military rulers have reached a deal with the opposition aimed at forming a power-sharing government and ending months of unrest. The political agreement was signed in the capital Khartoum in the presence of mediators from the African Union following overnight talks. The deal envisions 3 years of joint governance that will culminate in a general election. A spokesperson for the opposition, Sudan Professionals Association, Sarah Abdelgalil, says she's cautiously optimistic about the agreement.
It's very sort of basic and generic. It's the first step about the power sharing, but it's not very detailed. The second round of discussion or negotiation is mainly the constitutional declaration. It's fear and hope. There is nothing to celebrate yet.
A Swedish aid agency working in Afghanistan says the Taliban have forced more than 40 health facilities to shut down in Wardak province, affecting tens of thousands of people. The Swedish Committee for Afghanistan said denying health services to people was against international humanitarian law. The move by the Taliban came a week after Afghan security forces raided a clinic in the province in which 4 people, including 2 health workers, were killed. The health centre is situated inside a Taliban-dominated area. A court in Turkey has acquitted 2 human rights activists and a writer who've been charged with making terrorist propaganda in support of Kurdish militants. Applause erupted in the courtroom after the acquittal of Erol Endeoğlu, the Turkey representative of Reporters Without Borders, and the 2 other defendants. Mark Lowen reports from Istanbul.
The 3 defendants, all charged with terrorism propaganda for their work with a Kurdish newspaper, have been acquitted. The case was high profile. Erol Enderoğlu is the Turkey representative for the watchdog Reporters Without Borders, whose annual press freedom index ranks Turkey 157th of 180 countries. All 3 always said they were standing up for free speech amid a massive clampdown on political opponents by the government of President Erdogan. Now they've been vindicated.
The Rwandan authorities have ruled out closing the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo in response to the Ebola outbreak. The World Health Organization will consider whether it should be declared an international emergency. Here's Imogen Folks.
In 3 previous meetings, the WHO has decided DRC's Ebola outbreak is not an international emergency, but the outbreak has already claimed more than 1,600 lives. The disease is spreading in conflict areas. Health workers have been killed. Announcing an international health emergency is viewed as a last resort, but the pressure is now on the WHO to do so.
BBC News. The husband of a British-Iranian woman who was jailed in Iran in 2016 has said he's alarmed by her transfer from prison to a psychiatric ward. Richard Ratcliffe said all attempts to see his wife, Nazanin, were being prevented by Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Authorities in Pakistan have arrested Hafiz Saeed, the founder of a militant group accused by the US and India of orchestrating the Mumbai attacks in 2008, in which more than 160 people were killed. He's been detained on charges of gathering funds for banned organisations. Sikandar Kamani reports from Islamabad.
The United States has been offering a $10 million reward for information leading to the conviction of Hafiz Saeed because of his alleged role in the Mumbai attacks. But other than sporadic periods of time under house arrest, the cleric has been living openly in Pakistan, even campaigning in last year's general elections. In recent months, however, Pakistan has been facing increasing pressure for not doing enough to crack down on the funding of militant groups like the organisations linked to Hafiz Saeed. The move also comes just days ahead of a visit to the United States by Prime Minister Imran Khan.
Police in Bulgaria have arrested a 20-year-old cybersecurity worker in connection with a hacking attack on the country's National Revenue Agency. It's believed the cyber attack, which happened at the end of June, may have compromised the personal records of almost every adult in Bulgaria. The country's finance minister, Vladislav Goranov, said the leaked information was not classified and did not endanger financial stability. The Italian crime writer Andrea Camilleri has died at the age of 93 after a month in hospital following a cardiac arrest. He's best known for creating the idiosyncratic Sicilian detective Inspector Montalbano, who featured in an Italian television series. BBC News.